Yeah, Shembe is an interesting situation. The church, the Nazareta, which was founded by Isaiah Shembe, who is variously referred to as the Prophet Shembe, he started this movement in 1912, and it grew to be one of the largest African independent churches in southern Africa. Certainly the largest independent church among the Zulu, and it's got various distinct features that set it apart from traditional Christianity. And there's still quite a lot of argument about exactly where Shembe's views came from about religion. Shembe himself claimed that he had a vision from God, that God spoke to him and told him to bring the religion of the Bible to his people. And this is what Shembe started doing. Now, he had very little contact with missionaries. Prior to his conversion, he had had some contact with missionaries, but not very much. And when he set up his church was distinctly Zulu. And if any of you have seen the film series started by Ninian Smart, The Long Search, they do some interviews with members of the Nazareta. And in that, and others connected with the Nazareta, and the Zulu commentator who goes along with the interviewer says, "This is the most authentic Zulu music I've ever heard." Shembe wrote these very poignant and moving hymns in Zulu, which have become part of South African life. And so he built up this church with its own distinct features. One of the main features of the church is the dancing. And of course, they appeal to the Bible, and David dances before the Lord. They dance before the Lord. They have some things that are different, some things that are not seemingly Christian. For example, they don't celebrate Christmas. And when I asked Londa Shembe, who's the grandson of Isaiah Shembe, why don't you celebrate Christmas? He said, look, and this was in the 1980s before the collapse of apartheid, he said, at Christmas, the women of our church, or many of the women of our church, are cooking the turkeys for the white families in the white towns. And Christmas means they're separated from their children, they're separated from their husbands, they're working as servants. So why would we celebrate Christmas? We need another celebration to praise the Lord. And Shembe talked about Christ. Shembe identified with Jesus, but exactly what he was doing is a matter of dispute. And this is part of the dispute between G.C. Oosthuizen, who's a very famous South African professor of religious studies, and other people. And the interesting thing is, Oosthuizen argued that Shembe's church was not Christian, it was post-Christian. And the leaders of Shembe's church, both Amos Shembe and Londa Shembe, on two different branches of the church, agreed with Oosthuizen against his critics who said, you know, this is just a white Afrikaner being patronizing, saying that they're post-Christian. And Amos Shembe said, no, he's right. So this is a debate, and it's an ongoing debate which makes it a fascinating group to study.